Welcome to The Explainer. Today, let's talk about something every dog owner knows, that little four-legged shadow that follows you absolutely everywhere. Yep, even to the bathroom. Why do they do that? Well, the answer is probably not what you think. Yeah, let's start with this classic scene. We've all been there. Most of us just assume, it's affection, or maybe we worry it's a sign of anxiety. But what if I told you it's actually a sign of your dog's intelligence and a really deep-seated genetic trait? Let's break this down. This is so common that researchers actually have a name for it, the Velcro dog. And as you can see, we're about to bust some major myths. It turns out what we often write off as being needy or clingy, it's actually a sign of something way more complex and, frankly, a lot smarter going on in their heads. Okay, so the first thing we really need to get our heads around is a concept from psychology called the secure base effect. And this is not about your dog using you as a crutch. Think of it more like they're using you as a launch pad. So here's the absolute key. Your dog isn't following you around because it can't handle being alone. It's the opposite. It's following you because your presence makes it feel more capable. You are literally their source of confidence. When you're around, the world just feels like a more manageable place. A 2013 study shows this perfectly. Researchers gave dogs a puzzle they couldn't solve. When their owner was in the room, the dogs tried harder. They stuck with it for longer. But as soon as the owner left, they pretty much gave up. And get this, the effect was specifically tied to you. Putting a stranger in the room did nothing. Your presence literally makes your dog more persistent. Okay, so we know your presence gives them a confidence boost, but there's another whole layer to this. It's not just about them feeling brave. It's about them actively gathering data from their number one most trusted source. Scientists call this referential looking. Whenever your dog runs into something new or kind of weird, its first instinct is to check in with you. It looks right at your face, basically asking, hey, is this thing okay? Are we cool with this? They're using you as their live, real-time fact checker to figure out the world. A study from the University of Milan saw this in action. They showed dogs a weird object, a fan with streamers on it. An incredible 83% of the dogs immediately looked to their owner before deciding if it was safe. And if you looked happy about it, they'd go explore. If you looked worried, they'd back off. They are literally reading your emotional state. And, there's a really simple physical requirement for this whole system to work. To use you as an information source, your dog has to be able to see you. So all that shadowing from room to room, that's not being needy. It's a brilliant positioning strategy. They're just making sure their consultant is always available. And make no mistake, this is a highly intelligent strategy. You see it all the time with breeds known for being super smart, like the Doberman Pinscher, which is ranked 5th for working intelligence. They're not being clingy, they're just smart enough to keep their most valuable resource, that's you, in view at all times. But this whole behavior goes even deeper than just a learned strategy. This is the really stunning part. This drive to stay close to us is literally written into their DNA. It's a feature, not a flaw. Now, to understand this, we have to take a quick look at a rare condition in humans. It's caused by the deletion of a few specific genes, and one of its main characteristics is something called hypersociability, which is basically a compulsive drive to be friendly and connect with pretty much everyone. Okay, so why does that matter? Because in 2017, researchers at Princeton found variations on those exact same genes in domestic dogs. These are the genes directly tied to that intense need to socialize. And here is the crucial difference. Wolves, they don't have this genetic signature, but our dogs do. This drive to stay near us is the result of thousands of years of evolution, of us favoring the dogs who were genetically wired to seek us out. It's literally in their blood. So we know this behavior is normal, it's intelligent, and it's even genetic. But that brings up a really important question, right? How do we tell the difference between a regular Velcro dog and one that has a clinical anxiety problem and actually needs our help? This part is so important. A major study from Tufts University found something that surprised a lot of people. Just following you everywhere is not by itself a sign of separation anxiety. On the surface, the two behaviors can look really similar, but their motivations are worlds apart. So the line between them is actually pretty clear when you know what you're looking for. A Velcro dog chooses to be close, but they can still settle down, they can relax. A dog with a clinical issue is in a constant state of high alert. They can't disengage, and the anxiety doesn't just disappear when you come back. It just keeps building. Okay, so let's go all the way back to where we started. That dog waiting for you outside the bathroom door. But this time, let's look at them with everything we've just learned. That dog isn't being anxious and it isn't broken. It has positioned itself for optimal access. It's monitoring for information. It's acting on a deep genetic impulse to stay connected to the most important, most reliable, and most trusted thing in its entire world. And that's you. So, the next time your dog is right there at your heels, just remember this. That little shadow isn't a flaw, it's a testament to the incredible bond between our species, built over thousands of years. It's your dog telling you, in the only way it knows how, that you are the center of its universe. And that is not clinginess, that's the highest compliment it can possibly pay you.